the first phase from Motivate, which I think is a little surprising. And something else that we're not seeing is no Beastmaster ban. That 7.29C patch really taking him out of contention somewhat. And I'm liking it. You know, I didn't like that he was just an instant ban straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, do you think the hero is still going to be viable right now, like with the change to him?
I think he's viable. He's just not busted, you know?
Yeah. And I do like how it looks like Motivate have done their homework coming into this. Bob, an incredible puck player. South Built have first pick. It does leave the Grimstroke in the pool. We've also seen South Built have a lot of emphasis on the Alchemist. They've gone for a couple of drafts through the earlier weeks where they played the Alchemist on Enryu and have really liked something like a Gyrocopter as a position 1 to get that Aghanims as well. So they're just like, yeah, Alchemist can completely change the dynamic of a Dota game. So they just don't want to have to worry about that at all.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like Elder Titan is one of those things that, I mean, even when they were playing with Boombell and Set Zero, they played this Elder Titan +5 quite an amount. And it provides a lot of everything, right? You know, you can be flexible. It's something that naturally builds well into the Solar Crest. You can go, you know, a bit more of a right clicker, even as that +5 in the super late game. Good at harassing. And that Echo Stomp is just really good for disrupting a lot of these team fights until the BKB start to come online.
Yeah, it really is. And does Jackie have a carry IO in the back pocket? I'm just curious because we see a lot of, like, you know, position 1s right now. It's that X factor having the IO in the back pocket, and if you lane it with an ET, like we've seen that lane just absolutely take over. I'm just curious on if Jackie's got that capability.
I've seen him do it a couple of times, but I just feel like maybe they overnerfed IO, core IO a little bit. The 25 crash damage, whatever it's called, is just a little bit too much of a nerf. You know, it used to be 40. It was picked as a core icon.
I think we saw Dreamer Cell play it in the upper division recently. I can't remember lower division it getting played for at least us watching. So yeah, we haven't seen it too much at all, honestly, for the lower division games. But I think the Stampede is probably one of the biggest reasons why I think he's incredibly strong, because a lot of the gap close got nerfed through the 7.29. You know, the cast range got pretty much taken out of factor. The movement speed, you know, that max movement speed wasn't a capability anymore. And I do believe the Stampede cooldown got reduced by a little bit. And I think Centaur he's a strong laner. You know, you can initiate, counter initiate. You are able to be pretty versatile with your itemization. You can sit in the front line, and it does at least provide you. And I think that another thing, the strong lane aspect, like if you want to put the Grimstroke there, then well, it's pretty good. But you know, a person that doesn't care about getting stampeded on is a Medusa.
You're like, all right, well, I guess it might be used as like a counter initiate, right, where, you know, you pop the Stone Gaze, just stampede, get out of there, and look to re-engage from there. I feel like Centaur is one of those heroes that gets picked at the start of the patch. I mean, it's only been, what, 3 weeks or so since it's been out, and you know, the Hoof Stomp AoE got increased a little bit, so that might be a reason where people might be getting caught off guard somewhat. You know, you're not quite expecting the range from the Hoof Stomp to hit you, and then that allows you to lead into kills. And then another thing is, I suppose that it's quite flexible in what you're able to pick. You know, you can go, again, that initiator, or you can just go heavy into, just with your laning skill build, a lot more burst damage, right? Like, we've seen people lane up against it as like a Morphling, or these heroes that need time to be able to regen a little bit, Lifestealer, for example. But if you get a stun and a double edge off, and you're maxing out that double edge as opposed to the retaliate, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it really is a lot of damage, and we see it's already a lot of stuns that are getting picked up though, and I'm intrigued to see how you're now able to deal with the Medusa. I think that's one of the big issues. We're going to see Storm though from South build, so this is something.
Seconds.
He does, for sure. And, it does feel a little bit like that block pick. My only worry is, I feel like, for starters, the Dusa ET lane, very good, right? Because ET is just going to be up in your face, harassing out, and it's just going to allow Dusa to sit back and farm. The weakness right now for me with South Build's lineup is, yes, you can get it onto the backlines onto the Lion, let's say, but unless you do lock down that Lion, you are going to get hexed and you are going to die. With this line being positioned for, you might be able to move forward going a first item. Don't know about that Ember pick. A first item Blink Dagger, so that you can always be kind of sitting on the sidelines, blink in instant hex. And South Build, they're kind of lacking a way to deal damage to this Dusa right now. The way that you beat Dusa is outranging her. Centaur needs to be on top of her to do damage, and he's the core. Storm Spirit, very squishy, as we've talked about so far. And Grimstroke, it's a decent amount of burst damage, but you're never going to be the one doing the damage. Anti-Mage, I mean, I guess so, but I feel like it's the type of hero that needs to get in towards the end of the fight and start to clean up a little bit. So I feel like maybe it's going to be his job to go in on the line instead of the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, this is, interesting couple of heroes getting picked up. As soon as you saw the Ember, you're like, I don't know about that. The matchup versus Storm Spirit in the lane is definitely Storm favored. And again, now with the anti-mage getting picked up, it looks pretty good on paper. Medusa, someone who needs the mana, and the Ember Spirit as well relies on a lot of mana and a lot of magic damage, so Ember not really going to be able to dish out too much versus the anti-mage. But this matchup has kind of gone back and forth recently with a lot of changes to the meta, where Medusa is actually a hero that has got a really strong 2-item timing over the anti-mage Battle Fury Manta, and sometimes Medusa can end the game early. We don't see as many super early rapiers, but that always used to be a big factor if you got that first Aegis for the Medusa. So this matchup's definitely not set in stone for AM to win.
Yeah, of course. And, you might think that they're lacking a little bit of lockdown, perhaps, on Motivate's Trust to be able to deal with Storm Spirit and the Anti-Mage, but another build that's being a lot more popular with the Dusa is going for that Ag Scepter, because the base 1.5 second stun when you get hit by the Mystic Snake, pretty big deal. And, you talk about the Roshan with the Aegis, that's definitely a way to be able to get the first Aegis, but if you're able to get the second one as well, you get that Axe Shard. You've got the you try and Electric Vortex the Dusa, nope, you're just going to get stunned up. You try and do anything pretty significant onto the Dusa, you're going to get stunned up. So it's going to put them in a bit of a rough spot. But in terms of lanes, it's still looking okay for Southfield, to be honest. I feel like mid should be favored towards them. Going to pick a Pangolier, so is that a 4 Pango? I mean, we've seen Zephyr play 4 Centaur in the upper division. I think it worked, but I feel like this is much more of a Samael style of hero, that 4 Pango.
I'm worried that they banned Bloodseeker Legion and didn't even think about the Slaughter here. This is one of the hardest counters to the Anti-Mage in the lane, in the game as well. Take Roshan for Motivate, which they are currently lacking a way to jump in, have that extra follow, because it's just the Lion, and if you don't have another stun follow-up after the Lion, then you might lack that control versus the Storm versus the Anti-Mage. But it's mainly that lane factor. The ways to deal with the Anti-Mage is having some form of kind of procs and not having to worry about mana to harass him, and Slaughter really thrives in that. You see they kind of thought about that with the Legion ban, and there's a Slaughter. It's just... I'm really surprised that maybe are they worried about Masros as Bloodseeker or something, but not banning the Slaughter.
Slaughter is it's just a very solid pick, right? And the other thing that I'm a little worried about now, you've got the Slaughter who's eventually going to get a Blink Dagger. You've got the Lion that's probably going to get a Blink Dagger, and you've got the catch coming from Fearless that's going to enable you to at least get that initial Searing Chains off. Who is going to be standing in on the front lines to do any sort of push for South Build? Pango doesn't want to hit towers. Enryu doesn't really want to do it. Storm Spirit, Are you serious? Are you going to be standing there as a Storm Spirit hitting a tower? And an Anti-Mage, probably not either, because, you know, until you're really, like, at least 5 slotted, you're pretty damn squishy. So I feel like South Built's lineup is 100% focused around getting pickoffs and then transitioning that into getting objectives. But they cannot just stand behind someone and look to get objectives like this Motivate lineup can. You know, those 2 items that are coming through on the Jackie Medusa is going to enable them to do that. And then if they commit too heavily, like we've been talking about, the Lion and the Slardar can come into effect.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if we're going to see Andrew have to go for like a later Blink Dagger this game just so he can be that frontline. And because you do kind of have the Pango that can provide a way to jump in, you know, the Storm Spirit as well with the Zip. But this is a incredibly important series for either team. Motivate currently undefeated. They haven't even dropped a yet, and South Built Esports, they're on 3 wins and 1 loss. So the first place versus second place, Danog with game 1's draft now complete. Is there a side we're favoring heading into this one?
I'd say just because of that Slardar getting let through, I'd go with Motivate.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think the Slardar pick is really could be that X factor here against the Anti-Mage. What about the Ember though? Because we saw as soon as the Ember get picked up, like it was question marks. I think against the Storm Spirit. Is there a playstyle that Fearless is looking to play? Like it looks like he's going to sacrifice his laning stage, but is he just going to make as much space as possible?
I feel like that's the thing, right? And it's going to be really important for them to start like. See, the thing with South Built's lineup is with this Anti-Mage even, but with a Storm Spirit and a Grimstroke combination, if you lose your towers on Motivate, you're very vulnerable to being able to be, you know, jumped on, ganked, and they're going to be able to use that to transition into more towers. It's just about getting that initial tower. So I feel like Fearless is going to be playing in this way that's just going to try and keep waves shoved out as much as possible, because Slardar doesn't do it, Lion doesn't do it, Elder Titan doesn't do it. So I'm going to want to see him go into something that's going to be able to deal with the lanes. I mean, he's got an Orb of Corrosion queued up, but I want to see a pretty damn early Maelstrom from him.
I kind of like this play, actually. I don't think Radiant... Yeah, he's going to be able to get it. Nice play from a bot, so that's a free bounty for him. At least Radiant will still get 2. They got both the River ones, but...
Get back
nice
here.
Little sneaky maneuvers.
Nah, it's nothing. Oh, forces the blink though.
Double stun. So they've got Q and Slardar playing in the lane, and then we got Lion Axe, which is a person that I've been really impressed with every performance that we've seen from Motivate. He's just been stock standard so far.
Yeah. Are you a little disappointed that Lion Axe isn't playing the Lion?
Like, kind of. It's your name. Like, you have to... what are you doing here? If your name's Lion Axe and there's a Lion as a hero and you don't play him when you have the opportunity, like... I feel like that's a bit disappointing, right?
Can he play the 5 axe as well? You know, I'd accept that.
Ooh. 5 axe. I know there was some guy in North America pubs that was just playing the 5. I think it was, what was his name? Like manly position 5 axe player or something like that. I know he was around for a while. Maybe Lion Axe can do that.
It is denied.
I feel like it's kind of a prerequisite to be, you know, at least in your own mind, a manly player if you're going to be maining that axe. Look at Sumail, he's taking a It's lucky that he's got that.
Is he
Venom.
Dead actually? He's got another Astral.
Yes.
I think it's worth it to pop it. Yeah. Oh, very nice. He tried to go there for the creep camp, but it's been blocked up quite nicely. It's an Observer ward though, so if they do look to get that D ward off, Sumail.
It's going to be a lot of damage. Yeah, he got the creep wave. Let's use the swashbuckle.
No, he's there. Maybe if they had Fortify, they would have gone for that, but obviously still too early.
We take a look at the bot lanes. A lot of harassment early, but you know, top as well with Masros and Q. See, Slardar's already off to a good start, and this is a bit worrisome because you know the issue is Slardar early on at the early levels. You're not the strongest, but once you get your level 3, you see that spike really come through with an extra point in the bash. So this is just a lane that's going to continue to get really difficult for a bot.
Yeah, of course. And with the bash, like it's not mana dependent, right? So even if Anti-Mage starts right-clicking you, you're going to get the better end of the trades every single time. And you can see Masros, he's leaving his bash of the deep hit until the absolute very last minute, so that whenever a Bart comes in to get a last hit, he is going to take a good amount of damage in return.
Yeah, they're gonna harass him now. You see, he's got a commitment to try and get that range creep CS, but it's gonna force a Bart to at least take about half of his health pool there. That's just... You know, they also had the ward that saw Zenki fall back to try and pull the wave, and that's just utilizing the commitment of the anti-mage to their wellness. Rune timing, and it's got a lot of creeps coming under the tower too.
Man, he's doing a damn good job in this mid lane. Just honestly, he nearly got Bob with a solo kill just before as we were watching the top side. Is he gonna come out to him next? I mean, he's just still putting a little bit more points into the magic stick. Obviously, similar to like a Bat Rider lane, you're always going to be spamming out those static remnants, so why not? This allows you to harass constantly.
He's gonna put the flame guard soon though, yeah. Nice use of the value point in the chains there though. He's got 2 bottles still, and we'll see. He's also got a bounty still up on the high ground for Fearless.
Yeah. He used the Fairy Fire and the Water Rune though to be able to survive that. Nice on the top side. It's taking a little bit of damage, but so is a Bard.
I mean, it's just like the anti-mage is a hero that wants to get like such a fast battle fury timing, and the issue is in this lane matchup is that you have to go predominantly all your gold spent on resources just to stay afloat. He's even running around to try and get the ring of health, and Q's like, okay, like if I just zap all your mana, how do you reset now when the starter gets aggressive? So it's a little bit of his own treatment there, burning the mana.
Yeah, of course. At least he's able to pick up the Ring of Health now, so it enables a little bit more of this, you know, jungling style. He can tank up a few more of those harassment hits in the lane. There's still a lot to deal with, and with that 2 points in the Bash of the Deep, that is a ton of damage that's being pumped out onto a Bart here. He's just threatening, standing there menacingly. Nope. They found the Grim.
Masros has got a Bash available. Now Q, with the help of the Slardar chain lockdown, Zenki, one more hit from the Bash. I'm going to be able to pick up first blood here for Motivator the top side. Their lanes are going incredibly well. And I think you know, the lane that we were a bit worried about was mid, but take a look. It's just Fearless knowing the matchup and playing it to perfection, honestly, it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a little surprised, honestly, that you know, you're being bullied out somewhat by the Zelda Titan. You don't want to leave, of course, Enryu just to get the business given to him, but I feel like Samael could have potentially made a bit of a rotation through to mid to make his life a bit easier. He's going to go in onto Jackie here.
Yes!
And actually, he's got those 2 points now in the Astral Spirit. You got to be really careful. Even a Centaur's going to take the damage.
Out.
It's looking spicy.
That's the rotation I was watching, though.
Look to their middle tower.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to see a lot of plays come through from the Grimstroke and also the Storm Spirit, you know, throughout the early stage of this game. Just the ink swell into the zip on, it's kind of their only real way. I guess you can use swashbuckle, but you know, that's going to be swashbuckling in on top of someone can always be a bit difficult for a Pangolier. So you know, we'll see how Bob and also Zenki are able to play in the next 5 minutes or so.
I think they pinged out the fact that there was this, the Observer Ward here. The Sentry going to do double effectiveness. I mean, that's the...
Stupendous!
It's like a silver lining, right? The Grimstroke gives up the first blood top, but that allows him to TP mid, refill the bottle, and be part of a gank onto the mid lane. So it kind of recovers one of their lanes, but it came at the cost, of course, of just enabling Masros to have a really good start.
Yeah. Yeah, and you already see the stacks that Q is starting to create around the triangle camp. They're just going to put a lot of emphasis on the Medusa, and Motivate really have a good lineup to also protect the stacks, like someone with an Elder Titan, the Ember that can get involved early as well. And you take a look at the vision though, like Dire are aware of this, and they already do have a ward kind of set up around the triangle, but yeah, down bot and Ryu taking a bit of damage here. Looks like Jackie with another round up in the Mystic Snake in a couple of seconds. Can they get the Vortex drag back? Jackie still, no, it's not enough damage now. He's overstepped the mark. Jackie really wanted that kill on the Centaur.
Nothing.
There's the combination I was speaking about. Zenki and Storm Spirit getting involved early there to be able to protect the Centaur.
Yeah, small misplay there from Jackie. He didn't actually commit in when you had the Astral Spirit. They had the range, they had the movement speed to be able to catch him up. Peg was going to die and return, but
You
does a decent amount of damage and creeps being lost under the tower. So obviously it sucks that your Deuce is going down, but the supports have enabled him. Just look at this. Q, he's on this stack train again.
There is little hope for Dire's
Yeah, that's
middle
actually
tower.
no joke of the damage mid. They force Cliff, Catapult still alive. That's going to be about half the health pool of that tier 1 tower getting claimed already. But top lane, Bob, would you see the aggressiveness that's looking to come through from the Storm Spirit early? Masteros is sprint enough, but it's not. Only 1 point in it on 400, but it does show a couple of heroes top. But it's actually the Stampede and now the double supports mid from South Build that bring down Fearless. So the rotations from South Build Esports, letting them a couple early kills.
Getting a little bit too confident at the start of the game, Fearless. You know, he had a very good laning stage, but all of those deaths coming for no real reason, to be honest. And, you know, you feel like you can be a bit more confident when Bob's not there. His rotations have been perfect, like literally pixel perfect for the mana cost. He's always been able to get away or just get the kill in. I was wondering if Fearless might have... He just respawned as the 8-minute mark came up. If the Remnant was top, could he have tried to go in and snatch that one away? Bob was waiting right there, though, to be able to pick up this invis, so this is even more important.
See, Bob's also got that Orchid queued up as well, so if you can get that, is good timing. So setting up for Jackie mid. Doesn't have any reinforcements in the area at the moment. It's actually Lion Axe that's getting dived onto the tier 1 tower down bot, but without the Stampede to be able to close the distance, he's got Boots, Windlace, and also that buffed up actual movement speed.
He's just trying to say, look at me, guys. Tower's not important. That's pretty good. I mean, the tower, in my opinion, is the most important thing on this map right now. He's going to end up dying eventually, but this is a fight.
It's so much space. It's so much space. He's also down to the tier 2, but I think he's not going to be healthy enough for these rotations to come out. But yeah, meanwhile, this top tower is going to get claimed, and now Radiant, I don't think they can do anything else with getting that tier 1 first, but just space.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay with Q TPing down there. There's no way he would have been able to save him. They've taken top tower, but I feel like this was much more important for South Build, to be honest, to be able to take that one. Yeah, it was a lot of space, but now the Storm Spirit can look to rotate through the jungle a lot easier. If they're able to somehow take away some of these tri-camp stacks, that's going to be super important for them. I feel like Jackie's not going to be setting foot in his jungle too much longer, though.
Yeah, and we'll see if Dire can contest these or not, but it looks like Jackie, he's kind of got a wall of heroes around him that are blocking out any river infiltration movements from South Build at the moment.
Are there any stacks on the Dire side? There's one at the hard camp of the tri-camp area, but there was just one other one made next to the tier 2 tower. So there's a little bit for this anti-mage to be able to pick up, but he is still a fair ways away from that.
Fearless. He's already used 3 remnants, so he's in trouble. Ink's really nice to the dodge from the slot. Fearless, but it's not going to matter. A bar comes in to clean up the kill.
That's going to help him on his way. I mean, he had to go into the extra points in the Perseverance because of how much Masteros was harassing him out, which means, of course, he's going to be farming a lot slower. That kill, though, brings him right back on track.
Yeah, he's still, you know, taking a look at the net worth. He's still a bit behind. That is kind of the issue, the Anti-Mage versus the Medusa matchup, is that, you know, Medusa doesn't need to go into this farming steroid item. You know, you've already got that split shot, even the Mystic Snake as well. So you're going to have a much greater time early on to be able to accumulate net worth over someone like the Anti-Mage.
He's just sitting up in these trees right now. Not sure why. I don't think the lane's going to be pushing out to you anytime soon, as he does make that TP in towards bottom as the wave with the siege creep starts to push through. He's going to be just fine. And actually, could they get a
double damage empowers
coming
me
through?
Someone's going to be ready for a blink away. Oh, there's the chains. And now with the counter spell, it's already taken out of it. He's just going to put him in the grave there. Make sure there's no opportunity to risk. But Slider staying up pretty far forward here. He's tanky with the itemization. Let's see if they can come over fast enough for Motivate. They've gone too far from Southwood. And they try to reset. So right down, reaching up the slaughter. Won't get the Amber Squid, but still, Samael's Rolling Thunder does the trick, controlling up Masaros.
Whom would you remove from this battle of the ancients? 5 seconds. Ten seconds. 5 seconds remain. The choice is yours. Ten seconds. 5 seconds remain. It is your turn to pick. Ten seconds remain. 5 seconds.
Medusa.
It's an open secret, obvious
Where did
to
I
all,
put my
that this
snakeskin
one is
bag?
in the bag.
Because this one Right. Tremble. Slithering. Rush. S-
30 seconds to battle. Consider yourself warned.
Fight for honor. For honor.
Let them get it. Let them get it.
Battle begins. First blood is on the ground, and we're already looking for more. I'm ecstatic.
Right. Silent as a snake. Right. For honor.
Missing bottom.
Mystic snake! Silent as a snake. Fight for honor. Serpentine. Fetch me some mana. Unblinking. You cannot mess the golem. Slithering. Sliding. Bring me mana.
On your knees.
Skin shed, I'm reborn. Run, vermin. Attack. Sacred. Gorgons, guide me. Crawling. Fight. Snake's kiss.
Radiant's courier is the
Won't
ultimate
be long.
sacrifice. Radiant's courier has been killed. All who step onto the battlefield risk this ultimate price.
Look me in the eye. Gorgon's honor. Cower. Hiss. Tarzan vermin, the serpent supreme. Tremble. Yes. Mystic snake.
Lucky shot.
What weaponry is this?
And then good night. Meet my gaze. Right. Yes. Cut you down like chaff. Rush. Tremble. Fight for honor.
Double kill!
Quick as a snake. Serpentine. Run, vermin.
Your middle tower is under
Gorgons,
attack.
guide me. Crawling.
Disrupt your life. Strike you down.
Lock up. Nothing for you. Yes. Right. None can resist.
Killing spree! Double kill!
I'm ecstatic.
Silent
Missing bottom.
snake. Fall before me. Hiss. A light snack. Slithering.
Your top tower is under attack.
Ring mana. Right.
Killing spree!
Haste, bro. He's got haste. He's got haste.
Sliding.
Missing bottom.
Run, vermin. Fight for honor. Gorgon's honor. Right.
Missing bottom. Missing
After
bottom.
them. Play, my pet. Gorgons, guide me. Impudent bastard.
Missing top.
Crawling.
Missing bottom. Missing bottom.
Rush. For honor. Yes. Slithering. Mystic snake. Sliding. Yes. Fetch me some mana. Ah, the wind cut you down like chaff.
Finders
Mystic snake.
Radiant structures are fortified. The enemy attacks your bottom tower.
Lock eyes with the
Diaglyph is now active.
mana
Your
protects me.
bottom tower is under attack.
Serpentine. Tremble.
Look to your bottom tower.
Hiss. Mystic snake.
Swiftly to the temple's defense.
Shield me. Right.
Look to your top tower.
None can resist.
Attacks your top tower.
She's a snake. Play my
Your top tower is under attack. We seek an advantage.
Yo, mana.
to acquit myself nobly.
Fetch me some mana.
Top tower has been overcome.
Attack.
Killing spree!
Go back.
Yes. Run, vermin.
Enemy bottom tower denied.
Look me in the eye. Gorgons, guide me. For honor. Snake's kiss.
Have fortified their structures against attack. Your middle tower is defending itself.
The snake succeeds.
Conceal yourselves.
Tremble. Crawling. Bring me mana.
The enemy attacks your middle tower. Middle tower denied.
Fall before me. Mystic snake. Quick as a snake. I'm under attack.
Stings doesn't it?
Mystic snake.
The tower faces a terrible test.
Fight for honor. Rush. Play my pet. Attack.
The enemy attacks your middle tower. Mega kill!
Slithering. Right. 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 Snake's kiss. Run,
The
vermin.
enemy attacks your bottom tower. Dire structures are fortified.
I'm open all night.
Fletchings and mana. Serpentine.
All will burn!
Silent as a snake. Sliding. Tremble. Gorgons, guide me.
Finders, keepers.
Mystic snake. Right. Stay where you are. Manta style. Crawling. For honor. Bring me mana. My ancestors welcome me. Power. It's not time yet. Play my pet. Fight for honor.
Killing spree!
What's that one's name again?
Just what I need.
Mystic snake. Meet my gaze. Yes. Missile snake. Quick as a snake. Fetch me some mana.
The enemy's middle tower has been destroyed.
Slithering.
Top.
Silent as a snake. Crawling. Snake's kiss.
What? I'm dead?
Impervious.
You came too close to the secrets.
Run, vermin. Gorgons, guide me. Tremble. Fight.
Bottom tower has fallen. The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Oh, not that one.
Blessings.
Slithering. Ring mana. Lock eyes with a Gorgon. Gorgon's honor. Snake's kiss. Meet my gaze. After them. For honor. Yes.
A battle seeks resolution.
It's looking spicy.
same thread.
Yes. Right. Hiss. Impudent bastard. Fight for honor.
Haste.
Serpentine. Play my pen. Rush. Right. Silent as a snake.
Invisibility.
Slithering. Mystic snake. For honor. Run. New treasures.
Middle tower is under attack. Blaze into a skirmish. This is the race on fire.
Comes vengeance. Hiss. Tremble. Quick as a snake. Kiss, kiss. Right. Rush. Mystic snake. Right. Scepter. Serpentine. Yes. My resolve strengthens. Fetch me some mana. Sliding. Attack! Bring me mana! Stay where you are!
Killing spree.
Crawling.
Hit the towers,
Haste.
Fight for honor.
man. Let's go, let's go.
Hiss. Slithering. Snakes kiss. Silent as a snake. Power is the only
The
beauty.
only mystery is how you lasted so long.
Finders, keepers.
For honor.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dark structures are fortified.
Cut you down like chaff.
Double damage.
Towers,
Bring me mana. Fight for honor. guide me. Run.
A gift from the tempest of battle. The enemy's bottom tower is gone. Your top tower is under attack. That which protects also requires protection. Your top tower is under attack.
Right. None can resist. Sliding. Mystic Snake. Mana protects me. Right. Fall before me.
Mega kill!
Triple.
Darkness.
Yes.
They're
Rush.
Enemy middle tower denied.
Silent as a snake. Sliding. Play my pet. Organs guide me.
I saw that from miles away.
Run, vermin. Crawling. Right. For honor. Bring me mana. Yes. Hiss. Look me in the eye, Mystic Snake. Snake's kiss. Yes. Play, my pet. Quick as a snake. Slithering. Rush. Right. Fight for honor. Mystic Snake. Cower. Serpentine. Bring me mana.
Monster kill!
Right. For Mystic Snake! Mystic Snake! Immortality! Play, my pet! Yes! Hiss! Yes! Run, vermin! Fetch me some mana! For honor!
The enemy's top tower brought to ruin.
Slithering! I am Scuddy! Tremble! Quick as a snake.
A mysterious.
Fetch me some mana!
Your middle tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified.
Silent as a snake.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Cut you down like chaff.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Gorgons, guide me.
Your middle tower has fallen. May it be the last.
Rush.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Look me.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Sliding. Mystic Snake. Fight. Bring me mana. It won't be long now, sisters. Mystic Snake! Power is only beauty. Stay
The
where you
enemy's
are.
top barracks has fallen.
Play my part.
The enemy's top barracks crumbles.
Fight for
The
us.
enemy's middle tower can withstand no more.
None can resist.
The enemy's middle barracks has fallen.
Fetch me some mana.
The enemy's middle barracks crumbles.
Lock eyes.
His bottom tower has been demolished.
Mystic Snake. Run, vermin. Right. Look me in the eye.
The enemy's middle tower is fallen. Essence into history. Killing spree. To the dying go the spoil. Radiant's turn to ban.
Fearless as well. He's won 6 out of his past 10, so you got to step it up. But yeah, Morphling. It's much more of those tempo heroes that he loves to play. I mean, you talk about the Leshrac. That's what Fearless plays. Leshrac, Invoker, Void Spirit, Storm Spirit, Puck. Conquer a little bit. You know, I've had people talk to me about, oh, that 10 movement speed's going to be the difference maker. No, I just don't think he's good against a lot of these other mid laners right now. Maybe he could get away with a 4, but I feel like position 4 heroes need to be
10
like
seconds remain.
team fight enablers, if that makes sense. So like any of
5 seconds remain.
the initiating heroes do that. You know, Clockwork, Earth Spirit, Tusk, they all do that. Phoenix just enables you to be so much tankier in a fight. Kunkka, I guess he can a little bit with his boat, but it's not as reliable as a lot of these other setups for him. So I feel like Kunkka still kind of isn't on the map right now.
Yeah, we do see Conker as a bit of a specialist for individual players. I know CIS have